struggle. It's a great movement. Keep it up, and I'm honored to be here.
Thank you, Paul. That was great. Our second speaker now is going to be John Greyson. He's a Toronto video artist and filmmaker whose feature shorts and installations have won numerous awards. He's an associate professor right now of film at York University. He was awarded the 2007 Bell Canada Award in Video Art. Go ahead, John.
Thanks. It's a real honor to be here. Thank you. Complicity sounds like a Harold Pinter title. A sequel, perhaps, to a celebrated play, Betrayal. A study of a love triangle in 9 scenes. Betrayal is most famous for its structure, like recent art films Memento and Irreversible. The narrative runs backwards, starting in 1977 and going back to 1968. At least in terms of audience comprehension and engagement, he makes us work backwards and forwards at once, discovering new facts and meanings even as we regress and rewind. As a result, we discover that the dialectics of narrative are profoundly nonlinear, contested and contestatory, in need of critical engagement. After this tumultuous week of cancellations and COPs, threats and emails, mayors and mayhem, invoices, and presidential edicts, I've decided to likewise let the clock run backwards, to seemingly invert cause and effect, to let the present build to a climax in the past, a really particular past that revolves around COPs, Barry Hall, I'm sure some of you know of which I mean, as a method for personally and idiosyncratically engaging with our topic today about York, art, apartheid, and complicity. Following Pinter, I will go backwards in time. Further, I'll attempt to name each of my 7 scenes. I couldn't get it up to 9 just because of time. Many more than 9, but I've named them after one of the many complicitous excuses or alibis or justifications that York and the Zionist lobby have used over the years and today as they try to confuse cause and effect, as they try to silence our solidarity with Palestine. You'll have to pay. They say we're here in 307 today because SAIA disputed the precedent of paying the COP costs. As Mary Jo Nadeau has noted, it's a new political regime when freedom of speech becomes pay-as-you-go negotiation. I applaud SAIA for refusing on principle to be framed as the cause of this, quote, heightened security effect. If we were staging the production, this is an analogy, but if we were staging a production of the Laramie Project and those God-hate-spang screamers showed up to picket, as they like to do at high schools throughout North America whenever this play is put on, would the administration likewise send an invoice to the Laramie Project for this extra police? I don't think so. You're infringing copyright. Yesterday, my Justin Bieber video, shot here on York's soundstage with York students and York alum Chelsea Lickman playing both Bieber and Bibi, was taken down by YouTube again, who claimed that, quote, someone had cited copyright infringement. It's clear from the hundreds of comments posted that the, quote, someone in this case is less concerned with protecting Justin's artistic residuals than shutting down a saucy BDS call to arms. But YouTube free speech supposedly guarantees my right to criticize Israel, so the argument of copyright became their fallback attack plan. The fact that no less than 50 other parodies of Baby are still up speaks for itself. So here's a little taste of BB Baby BDS.
Netanyahu, he wants to rebrand. He needs some
the whole thing. We'll keep trying to keep it alive on YouTube. We'll watch for mirror sites. Scene 3, you're spouting hate speech. Mayor Rob Ford, who's on our minds today, announced in the Canadian Jewish News that he'll unilaterally withdraw city funding from Pride if Queers Against Israeli Apartheid is allowed to march in the Pride Parade again this year. Quote, taxpayers' dollars should not go towards funding hate speech, he pontificated, ignoring the fact that informed legal opinion is unanimous. The term Israeli Apartheid, referring to a state policy, by definition can't be hate speech, which targets persons, not things or policies. One of the best critiques and deconstructions, I think, of hate speech discourse is, of course, Judith Butler in Excitable Speech. Quiet is mobilizing our response as we speak. More sleepless nights, I presume. Scene 4. Your boycott is censorship. True story. I was in Barrie Hall 3 months ago setting up a video projector for Fine Arts Research Day. We needed a DVD to run a test, and our Fine Arts compilation DVD wasn't ready yet. So I grabbed a random disc out of my bag. It happened to be another BDS short I'd done, capturing the back and forth drama of the growing music boycott movement with Elvis Costello and the Pixies, joining in protest against the Flotilla massacre. We were running the disc without sound, up on Barrie's curved walls, just trying to get the color balance right. It was all extremely innocent. A sequence of words appeared, part of the video, supporting the boycott of Israel. Suddenly I realized we had company. 10 feet away, half dozen guys were standing, staring up at the projection, frowning, texting, clearly upset. I was hugely impressed. We'd been there maybe 3 minutes and already Hillel had busted us. One guy came over asking what we were doing and what's that video about? I told him the boycott movement. But the boycott is censorship and a university should defend free speech. It continued like this back and forth for a bit, ping pong. He was actually fairly polite and sincere. It's a nice change. I confess I never actually revealed to him that it was an inadvertent random test DV and would actually not be played that afternoon. For the rest of the day, a rotating group of Hillel members camped out in Barrie Hall, waiting to debate their speech.
Overall, they've had a fairly strong season, refusing to play any concerts in Israel this summer. There, that's the whistle, and their new captain, left back Elvis Costello, starts things off nicely with a forceful bender. The Penguins are facing stiff competition today, Bruce. The Ostriches each have concerts planned in Israel this summer. Oh, what a lovely thrust. It's Ostrich midfielder Paul Anka flashing his pearlies as he steals the ball.
Joining the boycott, isn't that the same as banning the blameless artist? Joining the boycott, isn't that the same as giving